now coming from crypto firm Genesis, set to plan a bankruptcy filing. Now, of course, this does follow some news. They did halt their quarterly dividends to investors. This is the crypto lending unit of Digital Currency Group, of course, led by the Winklevoss twins. I want to get a little bit more context on this story and exactly what this means and how we even got here. Joining us now, Bloomberg's Sonali Basak to break things all crypto for us. Sonali, walk us through how we got to this point.
Now, listen, we're getting to the point here, as you say, Genesis Global Capital. It's the lending unit of not only Digital Currency Group, but that big trading business that is known as Genesis, that is a big part of the crypto industry. Now, this Global Capital unit had suspended withdrawals back in November. This is the counterparty to that Gemini business, Gemini Earn, that also halted withdrawals. It's been a very bitter fight playing out in real time, as well as these two businesses facing scrutiny from the SEC, sued by the SEC for the marketing and dissemination of these products. Now, remember, Genesis Global Capital, the plans here may change. The talks are ongoing. They have been talking to creditor groups amid this liquidity crunch. The question has been for a while now how much the plans here at the Global Capital unit could start to spiral into other parts of this empire that is Digital Currency Group, run by Barry Silbert, who is very well known on Wall Street, previously had his own career on Wall Street, to the point that you're making it's DCG that told shareholders that it would suspend quarterly dividends to conserve cash, according to that January 17th letter. An effort to go through a bankruptcy proceeding will put questions forward on the relationship again between DCG and Genesis, as there were intercompany loans there, but there are other counterparties here to consider. So in the event of a bankruptcy process, who gets what back and in what order, given the closeness to Digital Currency Group, and does this stave off Digital Currency Group's broader concerns more largely if a bankruptcy process comes to fruition?
And Sonali, just another reminder of the ripple effects from all these headlines we have been watching unfold these last few weeks and months, the obvious one being the collapse of FTX.
Absolutely. Remember, FTX, Digital Currency Group, this global capital unit, a lot of these issues really stemmed in the beginning to the middle of last year when we saw a lot of the hiccups that happened in the crypto industry that started to really burst the bubble, that leverage bubble that was accumulating here when it comes to the crypto industry. After the 3AC debacle, 3AC was a counterparty to Genesis as well. DCG really came in and helped stave off those concerns. But when you got to the point that there was a broader liquidity crunch in the industry by the end of the last year, what you had for Gemini Earn at least was another 340,000 customers here in which those withdrawals were halted. So what happens now for those customers of Genesis at Gemini Earned, the derivative business here, derivative meaning they are a counterparty to that business and have the money that is owed to those customers? Where do those 340 customers fall in line should a bankruptcy proceeding ensue? Remember, this is a plan to prepare a bankruptcy filing as soon as this week. Plans could change. They have been in discussions with creditors throughout this process here.